Media.
You have to believe that it is possible for you, and you have to want it bad enough to make the decision to always go after it on a day-to-day, even when it doesn't seem like the path of the road is leading to where you want to go. Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers. And my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefine Podcast. All right, happy Tuesday and happy podcast day to you. Welcome to the show if you're brand new, and of course, if you're an existing listener, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, before I get into today's topic, I want to go back and address a mistake I made in last Thursday's episode. We were talking about the yin and the yang energies and how I believe we should lead more into the softer, more allowing, more compassionate energies, because it's not only sorely missing in the business world, but it's sorely missing in the world in general. And leaning on those philosophies and those principles and those mindsets of the allowing, the accepting, the softer side of the spectrum can really benefit your business. Now, the mistake I made was I was calling that the yang energy, which was completely erroneous. Yang energy is actually the opposite. It's the stronger side. It's the more forceful, masculine side. And so the energies that I was talking about in last Thursday's episode is actually the yin energy, the feminine energy, the softer, the allowing energy. Now, I continue I'm trying to get used to using yin and yang, and I'll remember from this day forth that yin is the one that I encourage all of you to focus on, to employ more of or adapt into your day-to-day lives. But I'm using the terminology yin and yang as opposed to feminine and masculine because especially in the American English, there's still too many connotations and ties to gender with those two words, and really the philosophies are genderless, right? It has really we can embody and employ and have live by the principles of both sides of yin and yang in a balance, regardless of what our gender is or what our identifications are. So. That's why I'm using yin and yang. And again, I erroneously was calling the feminine energy yang last week, where it's actually yin. Okay, it's actually yin. So I'll do better in the future when we discuss that particular topic again. Okay, so for today, I want to actually revisit a talk that I did back in 2016, and I've been kind of watching some old tapes, not tapes really, but some old videos from around that era, 2015, 16, 17, the mid-teens, when I was really heavy into the circuit. But this particular year was an Olympic year, like the current year, as of this episode. And the theme of the particular conference that I was speaking at was achieve. Right? It goes hand in hand with the Olympics and achieving at that high level. And so I was asked to deliver a talk on achievement. And so I got to really thinking what achievement was all about, especially in kind of. Well, I don't know. In the context that I saw everything, right? Like the broad context and drilling it down to the individual and how you can really achieve the things that you want to achieve. And what I boiled it down to was belief. I mean, it's simple as that, belief. Well, okay, so the example I used in the talk in that year is like just realizing the impossible set of circumstances that had to happen and had to kind of come together and coalesce and converge into making that particular moment for me on stage happened, right? I talked about the room needed to get ready, the hotel that I was staying at, and even before that particular hotel and the staff got my room ready before I checked in, somebody had to actually build the hotel, and before they built the hotel, the construction crew and everything, somebody had to design the hotel. Before they designed the hotel, somebody had to, groups of people had to, make plans and approve the zoning, et cetera, et cetera. So there was so much that went into just me being able to have a hotel room to stay in so that I could deliver the talk the next morning. Then I talked about the flight there, right? Like flying there, I had not only did somebody have to check us into the flight and check our luggage. A crew of people had to load our luggage onto the plane. Pilots had to fly the plane. And before that, again, the gate agent had to check us in, and the people at the front desk had to check our luggage. Before that, somebody had to even design the plane, and those designs were based off an initial design from 100 plus years ago from a pair of brothers called the Wright brothers here in North Carolina. And so the Wright brothers were the reason why I was there in Utah that year delivering that talk, right? So you can really trace all of these sequence of well, no, you can't actually, but there are infinite set of circumstances and situations that had to really align for you to be where you are, right, at any given moment in life, whether you're struggling or whether you're at the top of your game. And so wherever you are, this is an important principle of achievement. Wherever you are, you right now at this very moment, you are meant to be there. Again, so many things had to align for you to be where you are, and the fact that you are there, the fact that you are breathing and that you are there means you are meant to be there. Right? There's an impossible number of infinite set of circumstances that had to happen for you to be at this very moment right now, listening to my voice on this podcast. And so that might feel like, okay, so life is predetermined. It's predeterminism, right? If there's an impossible set of circumstances that have to align to create the situation that I'm in right now, then everything is predetermined. And that's not the case, right? You still have the choice from moment to moment to get to that point. Like I could have chosen not to even attend that conference. Now, I could have chosen not to accept the invitation to speak. I could have chosen to stay at a different hotel. And so if I had made a different choice, and if everybody within that situation made a different choice, right? Everybody in the entangled web of circumstances that had to align, if people made a different choice, if I made a different choice, then maybe getting breakfast somewhere and in the morning and hitting traffic and missing my talk, like an infinite set of circumstances could have happened outside of me delivering that talk as one of the top leaders in the company. So it's not so much that we are at the whim of all these circumstances converging and aligning to create our current circumstance. We do also have a choice, and the choice that we make will be determined by the beliefs that we hold. I drew the illustration of Katie. Well, I used the example of Katie Ledecky that year, and I do have to apologize to Katie because I know she obviously listens to this show. At that talk, 2016, I was not familiar. Well, I'm not familiar with athletics in the first place, but she was already starting to make a splash. But it was kind of early-ish. Obviously, I mean, it's still 8 years later. 8 years later now. She's still kicking ass, and breaking records, which is amazing. But back then, she was still relatively a fresh face, and I don't keep up with athletics, and so I was saying her name incorrectly. I was saying Katie Ledecky. So I apologize, Katie. I know better now, and that's really my bad for not knowing your name correctly. Again, I know you're listening, and congratulations on all your successes, not just over the years, but in this year's Olympics. Okay, that's besides the point. I referenced Katie Ledecky and how she had and probably still does have an incredibly structured daily regimen. Like her wake up at like 4 o'clock to eat, and then to swim, and then to eat again, and then to swim some more, and then maybe school, and then swim some more, and then eat some more. Like, it was a crazy 4 o'clock to like 8:30 at night or something like that, and maybe a short break in between in the middle of the day. But it was like go, and completely like just focused and regimented on training and conditioning her body to be the best of the best. And of course, she is the best of the best. I mean, time has proven that to this very day. Again, she's still crushing records. And so for me, the thing that gets Katie Ledecky on the podium at the Olympics is not so much the regimen, because she does have a choice, right? And it's not so much the impossible set of circumstances that had to happen. Obviously, she had to go through the trials, and with each trial, she has to fly and she has to travel, and all the same infinite set of circumstances that I talked about that are involved with her being where she is, or where she needed to be. She's still in each moment, in every crossroad of those circumstances meeting paths and converging, had a choice, right? For me, I'm not a elite Olympic athlete. I can't even talk. I'm not an elite Olympic athlete because I don't believe that I could be. And that's why I don't make the choice to wake up at 4 a.m, work out, go swim, eat breakfast, then work out again, then eat lunch and work out some more, and then take a break, maybe read a book, work out, eat. You know what I mean? I don't make the choice to do those activities or to go down that particular regimented path of physical conditioning, because I don't believe that I could be, or that I even want to be, an elite Olympic athlete, especially in swimming, right? But I did believe, and I still do believe, that I am a top leader and a top earner in the network marketing profession. And so that belief informs all the decisions I make that help all the impossible sets of different other circumstances align, because those things align based on my belief, based on the decisions I make, and the decisions I make all align because of are based on the belief systems that I hold. And so to order achieve something, you have to actually believe it. Right? You have to believe that it is possible for you, and you have to want it bad enough to make the decision to always go after it on a day-to-day, even when it doesn't seem like the path that the road is leading to where you want to go. Right? And when you're experiencing challenges, when you're experiencing difficulties and roadblocks. So it's belief. Belief is the core fundamental ingredient of achievement. If you don't believe, then you're dead in the water. If you're just trying something and hoping that it will work out, it's never going to work out, because your belief isn't strong enough. So you have to really convince yourself. You have to really train yourself to believe in the thing that you want, because if you don't, you'll never get it. It'll just be a hope and a dream. Right? And a hope and a dream. So fundamentally, the root of achievement, the first fundamental step in achievement is believing that you can achieve that thing. I mean, all sayings go, right? Well, I can't remember the saying. I was going to say something deep, but I completely drew a blank just now. As a man thinketh, so shall he be. It's that same sort of thing. If you believe in a thing, whatever a man can believe, he can achieve. There we go. That's what I was leading towards. Anyways, I'm gonna go before this thing completely unravels. We'll catch you on Thursday. I'll probably expand and take this conversation take this conversation further. So I hope this really helps. I'll also leave a link to the original talk that I did in 2016. I'll leave it in the show notes of this episode so that you can give it a watch. Okay. All right. So that's going to do it again. I'll see you on Thursday with a fresh new one. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you with the next episode.